The Beginning Light, an Esoteric Odyssey, Part 2. Long before the prince ever steps forward, his influence begins to shape her life. The knight, the first he sends her way, a man who resembles him but lacks something vital for her: empathy. She instantly resonates with the knight. He is a man of humble words and meaning, but she enjoys the conversations all the same. He begins to plant seeds, setting expectations. They spend hours speaking with each other in the courtyard every night after everyone in the town settles into their homes. They speak on subjects of life, relationships, and spirituality. They continue this arrangement for days on end, retreating into each other's presence in the stillness of night. She enjoys the moments they spend together. Lingering thoughts of doubt and grief do not arise, for she has set expectations all her own. She longs for someone to communicate what they want from her, what she is to them. Though she lives up to his expectations continuously, we cannot say the same for him. As she eventually gives voice to the wondering that begins to come alive, after some time, his voice wanes, with only muttering syllables escaping his lips, all but dismissive. Giving him grace, she answers for him, simply asking for congruence, especially so early in the courting phase. In the pause between one breath and the next, he begins to lose her interest. Her body ignites a spark of resistance. She speaks gently with him, but her steps carry a quiet weight. While everything waits, he mutters to himself, something has changed. Over the course of time, she consciously comes forward, exercising her authority to cut the connection. Feeling disillusioned with his offer, she knows her worth. She gives and desires true love. She weeps for the other possibility, the other reality where he speaks his truth, whatever the cost. We see him, but he is not a villain. He is a human on his own journey of healing. She goes into an internal battle with herself. She never ponders her worth. Instead, she questions her discernment. She shuts down the center essence of her femininity, so no one will ever fool her again. Slow and steady, she tells herself, reclaiming her journey, releasing this before months or years pass. She severs this attachment before it could cut deep. Her intuition guides her to see that the pattern will not stop until she stops it. She ushered this prophecy into the universe. So let it be. Let it end if it does not serve my forward journey, calling judgment on the relationship. The prince continues to watch through the window with the light that is always on. He keeps in mind the unique and delicate balance of the spiritual and physical world, and so should we. The prince is planning to send two people her way, one that embodies his intensity and passion, and the other that embodies his nurturing and patient side. He wants to know if she will value him in all his mass, archetypes, every presence. The slave intentionally sets back off on her quest for self love, done with disillusionment, intuition stirring, using all her strength, cleansing herself, integrating lessons, and standing firm in her belief. She journeys on to new horizons. The actor rushing in just as divine timing opens the door. He approaches while she is at her favorite park, the place where she goes to connect with the divine when the toiling gets unbearable. There is a fire that lights up inside of her while he speaks his most intimate thoughts, his desires in life, for it was not his charm or his forward motion that captures her attention. It was the immediate resonance. When he speaks, it is like her most secret dreams and desires are spilling out of his mouth. He not only speaks her intellectual language, but he also speaks the language of her soul. She intuitively knows that he is special, a man after her own heart, someone who has ventured into the depths and lived to talk about it. She decided to intentionally engage with him, spending every available moment in his presence, the two of them in a divine dance of energy exchange that never ran dry. They keep this going for days, weeks. The gift, a bound journal with the imprint of the sun and the moon, the symbols of the divine masculine and feminine she diligently works to join in divine union within herself. He officially captures her heart. She underestimated him, but that would not be the last time. No one gets this close to her heart this fast. He took a shortcut she did not know existed. She gets scared. She cannot find her footing. Her mind scatters in all directions. She reaches out for stabilization, but he is nowhere to be found. His soft and reassuring words are absent. She is drowning. She cannot catch her breath. At the first sign of danger, she escapes, ushering in her first tower moment of this initiation. She goes inward, working with intention, clearing the scars away from her heart. The same scars she uncovers and works so hard to heal in her reclamation journal. This pattern continues, always finding their way back to each other to join in union after short separations. What she does not understand is that her pure essence was awakened. She notices the signs and dives headfirst. He, on the other hand, notices the signs and pushes it back down. So, one day, he grows quiet on his own. Her intuition tells her the guide, the lover, is back, the one that bears the same mark as her. Remember, there are no villains. Everyone is a human on their own journey of healing. What they do not realize yet is that they are mirrors, and as the lover comes back, so does the night, trying to smooth things over. However, she does not fall for it. She sees right through it, him using charm to bypass her intellect. He does not understand is that her intellect never failed her. She knew him. She saw him. She knew the old pathway for him and the potential path that he could take. She gave him a chance before, and he did not choose her, so she walked away. She allowed the door to open back up to see if he was ready to give her the other reality, the one where he tells the truth, whatever the cost. But if he chose that path, then this story would end. But it does not. She knew the outcome and was not disappointed. The slave has a tower moment. Once more, she goes inward, working with intention, clearing the scars of old and new. She ushered this prophecy once more into the universe. So let it be. Let it end if it does not serve my forward journey, cutting cords on both relationships. The patient one appeared as the door was closing. She held this one at bay. She converses lightly until she heals from the actor, or she thought. On this day, she awakens to his spirit, flourishing in his presence. He thinks to himself, where did this come from? This flower instantly bloomed. They meet daily, but she guards herself this time, in fear of someone stealing her heart again. He tries to rush in, she stops him. No more. Slow and steady this time, she exclaims. It may appear that he is a saint, but if you look closely enough, there is a shadow. Not as obvious as the others, but she could see it nonetheless. She has learned that silence and patience are not always divine. Sometimes they can come with hidden intentions. He is a human on his own journey of healing. She sees and she honors that without judgment. Over the next month, she begins to embody the high priestess, learning to transcend and listen to that which is behind the veil, crafting her skills of intuition in the only way she knew, tarot cards. She understands each card has an exact meaning. However, she practices intuitively reading the cards, studying the pictures to see what they are telling her before she looks in her guide for the meaning. She does this every day. A morning and nightly guidance check, asking her guides to show her what they would like her to know. Sometimes she begins to grasp for insights into her future and starts to ask about people. But as she grows, she realizes there are infinite possibilities, and the cards are just tapping into one. Everyone has free will and can wake up and choose to exercise it at any time. The prince continues to watch through the window with the flame that always burns, keeping in mind the unique and delicate balance of the spiritual and the physical world. The burdens that the actor had placed on her hit a limit. The lies, the back and forth, the sneaking. She wonders why the secrecy. They are only friends. All she requires is his honesty as he works to heal from his past. The slave embodies the energy of the magician, alchemizing that which burdens her into something transcending time: love. Laying bare all the hurt and pain in the words of her reclamation journal, crafting beautiful poems, finding words for the unnameable, the many swords that pierced her over this lifetime, initiating and cleansing herself so she can be ready to accept, appreciate, and adore that which the universe has in store for her. The possibilities are endless. She becomes the poet. Looking at her achievements, she is grateful for the life she has right now. It has been worse. Her thoughts wonder, but it would be so nice to have someone to share it with. She is joyous and begins to bring outward that which was always inside. She offers love in everything she does, using discernment and intuition in all her decisions. But someone comes to collect, rushing in and stealing much of her joy before she realizes it. Could it be the actor? Yet she still revels in her abundance of love because her source is infinite. She dwells in the divine and drinks from the infinite source of love which never runs dry. She begins to see the world from a unique perspective, her being the vessel that delivers to the world that which the universe so freely gives to her. She not only reopens her heart, but also unlocks her discernment, so she no longer attracts that which is in her past. She decides that it is time. The last tower must burn. She begins producing her final act of defiance towards the universe, bringing all her magic together to create a divine masterpiece of poetry. She places this prophecy in stone for the universe. So let it be. If this does not serve my forward journey, let it end. A journey back to me, she calls it. She dreams of publishing it and giving the world a glimpse into her life so that they may find their mirror and know that they are not alone. At present, she diligently works on it until the universe reveals that it is time to let it breathe life into the world. The prince confronts the actor, seeing his actions as an act of betrayal. He tells him to leave her alone. He was never meant to get that close, but something still beckons him to her, and he dreams of divine union with her in secret, even though he cannot offer her as much as the prince. Burdened by his endless thoughts, he rushes in with a love offer. He is dismayed when he sees her divinity trapped inside that of a mere slave. He had not known of her true hardships. He only reveled in her presence because she soothed all the places he did not know were aching. He uses her for self-regulation, never truly asking her how she is doing. She is the one he turns to when he is overwhelmed with life. He retreats without a word. The offer she once accepted, she rescinds because she knew exactly what had happened. She sees people, she feels people, she hears people. One word spoken to her sounds like 1,000. He did not have to speak a word. She falls into despair again from this burden that he has placed on her prematurely. She is guided to find solace in the only other grounded place she knew besides herself, the patient one, the one who laughed at and adored her voice and dialect, listened and never judged, held a quiet presence of "I am here" for her. Asking questions, delivering answers. To whom? the prince, for he not only wanted her to be disillusioned with her past, but he wanted to come in and be everything she needed, hoping to win her heart and loyalty. Spirit guides her to lay it all bare in her writings. She is divinely initiated through one last rupture, collapsing, balancing, and coming into union with her own masculine and feminine energies. On this day, she is given a divine spark. She must tend to it daily. The prince watches as she tends to herself and her gift, patiently and eagerly awaits union. Seeing that neither of these two options are truly viable, she looks towards the day she will finally rest in the presence of her divine counterpart. As she continues to practice her gifts, she remembers the light.